Hey there, Sorry here. As you can see, I have claimed my rank 1 status against Helion, the Sun Dragon of unknown origin. The team is a little bit different than the one that I mentioned I was going to try yesterday. If you saw my video yesterday, it's similar. It's a win team, but I had to switch around a few units. Unfortunately, I did have to drop Esther because I just could not generate enough focus in order to get to chance time or bonus time before the 10 turns ran out. Because honestly, realistically, the only unit I had that could generate focus was lightning in that party. But I did manage to retain Sylvie, so I've got at least one of the best girls on the team here. So if you look at the team, really there's only 2 damage dealers here. There's Lightning and there is Malphase. I've been waiting for months to finally use Wondrous Flash Lightning in another Clash of Wills. Honestly, I think the only time I used her was that one Clash of Wills that she came out for, and that was it. She's been riding the bench ever since, which has been pretty sad, considering that, you know, I went all in on her. But yeah, finally we get a chance to use her again, and she is the only other well, no, that's not true. She's not the only other 1,000 leader skill, is she? There are a few 1,000% leader skills out there now, I think. You know, Ong, the latest unit to have one. A lot of people pulling for Ong because he's got a 1,000% leader skill to all Clash of Wills units, which is, yeah, it's really nice. But personally, I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling for the FOMO, the upcoming Envy Plus meta, which is going to be all water based for the first month or so. I'm just not, I'm not going in on it. If I do happen to pull an Ong with like ad summons or something, I'll of course get his shards, get him to EX2, because he will be a nice unit for Clash of Wills, but he's not needed for this one, and so I'm not going to bother pulling for him. I think he's just a huge bait. I think he's just a bait unit. That's all he is. Now, you know, with that being said, I'm glad that they did finally give Ong some love. I know people have been like really excited and hopeful that there would be a Neovision version of Ong, so I'm glad he's finally here. But for me, I don't have that kind of attachment, and I was very disappointed that Ong did not come with a fire field. If he had, like, all Gumi had to do was just give him a fire field, even if it was only 30%, you know, because you know they claimed he was more of a support unit than a DPS unit, and then here he comes out and he's like dealing double the amount of damage that all other Clash of Wills units are doing in this current Clash of Wills. So it's like, yeah, a bit of a bait and switch, I think. But look, he's a strong unit, he's good, he's just not for me. Anyways, rant aside, let's talk about the team that I used to actually clear this for a rank 1 clear. Runda is going to be our tank because Runda is still one of the best tanks, if not the best physical tank in the game. And there's no reason he can't do this Clash of Wills, especially because he does fall under the Rebellion leader skill. So lightning teams can, teams with a lightning leader can bring Runda along for the fight. And he's easy, he's a free EX3 unit, which is really nice. So, and he can generate some focus for you. Lightning, of course, is a primary damage dealer and leader for this team. She does bring a 1,000% attack and mag leader skill now. She did get an upgrade. And she can generate some focus. So, Runda and Lightning are the only 2 units on this team that can generate focus, and they're both the sort of generic 1,200 per turn focus, which means we have to generate focus for 4 turns in order to get enough to do a full Vertex ability that gets you into bonus time. All right. Malphase is, of course, our Wind Imbue and also a primary DPS. All right, she and Lightning are going to be dealing very similar amounts of damage in this fight. Basically, between the 2 of them, they carry the fight. Kaito is, of course, there for breaks. He's there for the killers. Malphase covers your bird killer. Kaito carries or covers your dragon and fairy. Breaks, support, all that jazz, yada yada. He's great for all that. We've got Melissa. Melissa is, of course, great for imbuing the boss with dark. which she can then allow the team to absorb that as healing, which is really useful. It's fantastic when bosses do nothing but physical attacks, because you can just imbue them and basically negate all the damage that way. And then Sylvie is there really just because I wanted Sylvie. I didn't want to lose Sylvie. It's like I had to give up Esther, which made me sad, but I didn't want to give up Sylvie. You could honestly put another damage dealer in Sylvie's slot and probably get this fight done faster, but I wanted Sylvie on the party, so she's here. So yeah, so this is the team. Let's get it done first, and then I will come back and show you the gear at the end. As long as it connects, please connect. Don't do this to me. Come on now. Been having a lot of connection issues lately. I must be doing work in our area. There we go. All right. Now that we're in, we shouldn't have to worry about any of that. Alrighty. So really, we're not even gonna bother dealing any kind of significant damage to this boss until like turn 7 or 8. It's literally just like, it's kind of a boring fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's kind of, you spend the first few turns getting into mania mode, and then you spend 4 turns generating focus, and then 2 turns of dealing damage to kill the boss. It's sort of mind numbing, to be honest with you. Yeah, but it is what it is. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get started. So Runda's just going to do cover, provoke, Runda laser. Let's make sure we imbue him first so we get a little morale gen for that. So we'll do Inaroga as the crow flies, and just double rapid peck. Okay. Sylvie is going to, of course, do burgeoning defense. We'll do elemental petals for physical mitigations and some elemental support. And Paladin's defense for the mirage stacks for the first turn. Because the boss does some uncoverable AoEs, and when you have the attack and mag mod turned on, it does hit pretty hard. Melissa is going to do haste and recovery to get rid of our imperils, and also put up 100% all element resist. Shared immunity to get rid of, make sure that we are ailment immune, and then chronic flow to get the morale flowing. We gotta generate a lot of morale these first couple of turns, because the as you can see, the spot on the morale bar for hitting mania mode is at 175% morale. So we gotta generate quite a bit. Lightning's gonna help out with that by doing Imperilga, because you actually get a lot of morale by reducing the boss's resistances to ice, water, wind, and light. Imperilga does all of those, so that's a big bump in morale. She's also going to do Frost Strike and Aqua Strike, because every turn the boss has like a 50% chance of wanting you to hit it with a combination of either ice and light or wind and water. And so lightning hitting it with ice every turn, and then everyone else is hitting it with wind, basically seals those attacks from that boss, those counter attacks. All right, Kaito started in normal form because he's got the Empress's Rod for that turn 1 morale fill. And we're then going to do, we'll do Crashing Wave, and we'll just hit him. We're just generating a lot of morale here. That's all we're really doing. I think that's what we want to do. Yeah, that should do it. All right. Okay, so you see the boss is pretty harmless if you've got, the mitigations for it, and you mirage those uncoverable AoE physicals. He's not going to hit you too hard, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, Runda doesn't need to do anything this turn, so he's just going to guard. Kaito do Torrential Downpour for the killers. And we'll just do, yeah, destabilizing again for morale fill. Melissa, all right, she'll do Dragon Killer on, I don't know, it doesn't matter. We'll say Malphasi. It's just for morale gen. Minutes of Might, and then Parasol Shield for the Dragon Mitigation. All right, let's see, Lightning's just going to do Imperilga again. Whoops. Imperilga, Frost Strike, Aqua Strike again. We're just going to do... yeah, we're just going to do Quad Rapid Peck here. And then Sylvie's just going to generate some morale with Paladin's Resolve, Elemental Vines, Elemental Petals. Actually, does Dreams of Flying do morale? No, it doesn't do any kind of morale fill. Okay. So yeah, we don't really care about that. Let's see. Is that what we want to do? Yep, I think that's what we want to do. There you go, 179, so, you know, well past what we need there. So now the boss enters Mania mode, and we'll have access to all of those focus abilities. All right. Runda's going to start focusing because we honestly don't need his SLB, because Melissa is going to imbue the boss with Dark on this turn, and we're just going to absorb all of his attacks for the next 3 turns. Lightning is also going to do focus energy. All right. And so that's 2,400 focus every turn. You need something like 9,500 or something to get 3 gems. So it's going to take 4 turns. All right. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it. It's going to take 4 turns for that to gen. So we just kind of sit around and twiddle our thumbs till then. Yeah, if you want, you know, we can do Corvid Barrage, because that will add tag abilities to all of her chaining skills, which is kind of nice, because then you can do some tag chains, do a little extra chip damage along the way. So we'll go ahead and do that, because we're not as concerned about generating morale now. Kaito, we'll just do Turns with Downpour, Natural Flux, Deadly Stream. Melissa, yeah, she'll do Dragon Killer to Malphasi. We'll just Shared Immunity again, and All-Consuming Darkness. This is the one that does it for 3 turns, because she has 2 of them. Don't forget, she's got 2 of these. This is the one that lasts for 3 turns. That's the one you want to use on this one. And Sylvie, on this turn, yeah, we can just do her, you know, that way Malphasi has a little extra punch. Yeah, it's not going to do very much damage here, but it's you know, it's something. So let's see. Yeah. Yeah, 4%. It's like whatever. If we'd used her Mag Store last turn, which I think we probably could have, it might have done a little bit more damage, but not much, so. Alright, especially because we're in Mania mode right now, so the boss's stats are increased by 30%, so. Yeah. Alright, so basically everything the boss does to us is either fully resisted or is going to heal us for the next 3 turns, which is nice. Alright, yeah, now Runda, if you want to, he can do his SLB. You know, why not? Kaito, he's just going to keep doing Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux, just to keep the killers and the breaks up. Honestly, at this point, it's just kind of a waiting game, and I honestly have trouble, like, finding things to do with some of these units. We'll do Hasten Recovery again, actually, just because we have been imperiled. So we'll want to re-up that, because I think this only lasts for... The buffs only last for 3 turns, I think. Oh, they last for 5 turns. That's good. But we have been imperiled again, so we'll just go ahead and do Hasten Recovery, Shared Immunity, and we'll just do like Dragon Killer on Malphase. Now we are imbued with Dark, so we're not going to deal, you know, very much damage to the boss, but it doesn't matter. The boss has like mitigations up. It's just, yeah, you're not dealing any damage to this boss at this point. Sylvie, honestly, let's just generate some more morale. We'll do Paladin's Resolve, Elemental Vines, Elemental Petals. And yeah, we're just gonna do, yeah, Quad Rapid Peck. And yep, Lightning can go back to doing, actually Lightning's gonna do Focused Instinct on this turn for the, it's not very much, but it's only, you know, it's a 20 times mod boost to her LB. It's not much, but it's something. Okay, I think that's all I want to do. At some point we do want to do our 100 hit chain score, because when we do our bursts, since Lightning is a 1-hit finisher, we won't necessarily be able to do a 100 hit chain on our burst turns later. So I think next turn I'm going to do my 100 chain count score. Alright, thank you for healing us back up. That was very kind of you. See, this is the problem with bosses that do nothing but physical damage. It's like... and this is why they're very few and far between. Because physical bosses often just get become totally toothless when you bring units that can imbue the boss with different elements. Okay, what are we doing? Turn 5. Okay, so Malphase. Is it next turn that she's going to do that? Yeah, okay, so next turn she'll shift. Runda's just going to re-up his cover on this turn. Got to make sure he stays covered, provoke, and then we'll just hit the boss with Runda Laser. Alright, Lightning. So I think this turn we'll just do our chain count score. I'm just going to keep doing... Actually, I'll do that next turn. Let's just make sure we got our chain count score here. Sylvie's going to shift and do triple bolting strike. Boom. Is this the one that... Oh yeah, we'll do Swift Dive Bomb too. Yep, why not? And then... Yeah, let's just do Dragon Killer again. Shared Immunity, and... I don't know. See, this is the problem. I'm like, I run out of things to do. I don't know. Kiraga? Do we need it? We don't even need Kiraga, but it generates morale, so whatever. Okay. Yep, I think that's what we want to do. Oh, I do need to hit the boss. I gotta make sure I hit the boss with ice. Alright, so there we go. We can do our attack and mag buffs, why not? Deal a little extra chip damage, although it's going to be very little because the boss has mitigations up currently. I think they're only 50%, but still. Oh, and we're also imbued with dark, so it's like... yeah. But there we go, we got our 100 hit chain. That's all I really cared about there. So you see we have 2 gems that we've focused so far. It is going to take 2 more turns to generate that last focus gem. So we should have a full focus gauge on turn 7. And that shining atmosphere that you see there is that's a retaliation for hitting the boss with dark. Alright, but since the boss is imbued with dark and we're absorbing dark, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so this is another turn. So this is another turn where we're going to need to imbue the boss. Okay, what's going to happen here is Malphase is going to shift. All right, we're going to do Murderous Mob, Avian Rancor, what are we going to do? Do as the crow flies, make sure we're re-imperiling, and then strong headwinds. Okay. Oh, actually, we need to re-imbue everybody, just in general. We'll do Inaroga. Or wait, no. Are we gonna do? Yeah, let's do Inaroga just to be safe. Strong headwinds to absorb, Murderous Mob. Avian Rancor for the killers for everybody. Lightning is yeah, we're just gonna do the Frost Strike again, double blitz. Kaito, Torrential Downpour, Natural Flux, Deadly Stream. All right, Melissa. Let's do Dragon Killer, I guess, on Lightning or something. Shared Immunity and... yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What do I do with this last action? Bard Archer, I guess. Why not? Yeah, Runda can just do some chaining, I guess. Why not? Sylvie on this turn... we'll just, I don't know, chain as well. You can chain too, I guess. Like I said, it's hard to find things to do when you're just kind of sitting around twiddling your thumbs. It doesn't make for very exciting gameplay, I know. Okay, I think that's what we want to do here. Okay. All right, so we should have a full focus gauge by the next turn. Alright, so there's the gravity attack, but we're absorbing everything, so it doesn't really matter. The boss can do whatever he wants to us, and he's just going to heal us back up. Alright, most of it is concentrated on Runda, but every now and then something will sneak through to one of the other units. It's fine if it does. All right. So now we are, you see we have 3 gems now. We're ready to break this boss out of Mania mode. So Paladin Sylvie will do Vertex Shield. Okay. Runda is going to do his SLB. Okay. Melissa is going to put Dragon Killer on Lightning. We'll do Parasol Shield again and Minutes of Might. Alright, Lightning is going to do all of her sort of buffing skills. We'll hit the boss with ice again. Okay. Okay, Malphasey is now going to do Skilled Scavengers for the mod boost. We'll do As the Crow Flies to make sure we're imperiled. We're going to start the ramp. Okay. And we'll do Dreams of Flying. We're going to wait to use her Mag Store next turn. Okay. Kaito, just do another Torrential Downpour. We'll do Crashing Waves and Natural Flux. Okay. All right, and the idea is we're going to finish this off in two bursts. The first one, we want to make sure we are not going past 50%, because if you do that, the boss will dispel all his debuffs. We don't want that. Hey, how you going? Sorry about that. Someone just popped in to say hello. So here we go. We are in bonus time. We've got 3 turns to do it. This is going to be the first burst. You don't want to go over 50% because the boss will dispel itself. So, you know, in my previous attempts, it's usually around 60% on this one. Okay, so Malphasey is going to do. We'll do Aerial Ambush first, just because it's the highest, it's the hardest hitting one, and we have that Mag Store currently. All right, so we'll do Aerial Ambush, double Rapid Peck, and then end with Fleet Wing Flyers, so that we are ready for our big burst next turn to finish the fight. Okay, Lightning will do her LB. Okay, Sylvie's going to do her Brave Shift LB. Melissa is going to do Hasten Recovery one more time. We're going to do Dragon Killer on Lightning. And then just Shared Immunity. That's fine. Okay. Kaito is just going to do Torrential Downpour. No, sorry. He's going to do Deadly Stream, Natural Flux, Torrential Blade Storm. Runda's just going to chain. All right. And as we know, Lightning's LB has a very long windup. Okay, so we're just going to send her, wait for a couple seconds, and then send our chainers. All right. Perfect, 60%. That's exactly where I want to be, and that's usually where I'm sitting. Usually right around 60% on this turn. And now we are prepped for our big burst, because we'll have our 100% amp on the party. Malphasey has her 150 amp with a Mag Store ready for her LB. And, you know, when the boss is in this state, he hits like a wet noodle. So, you know, with Runda's mitigations, you're solid. All right, so from here we only need to do, I think, like, you know, somewhere between 8 and 9 billion. It's very, very simple. So we're going to do I've Got Your Back on Lightning to refill her. All right, Melissa is going to do Seconds of Support on Malphasey, Dragon Killer on Malphasey, and I don't know, Shared Immunity. Something to do. Kaito does his LB. Runda does triple Runda Laser. I wish you could still use that Focus Strike ability, so he could do Extreme Nova Chaining, but yeah, it is what it is. All right, so yeah, this should finish the fight, easy peasy. Let's see how we do. All right, even if we don't, you still have one more turn to kill the boss and still get the bonus score, so you know you should be fine. All right. Yep. Well, let's see how we do this. And there you go. All right. Should do, yeah, that's pretty much. So you see, we did 5 billion on the first one, 10 billion on the second one. The boss only has 15 billion HP. Plus we did like 5 or 6% before we even did all this, right? So there you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as they say. There's your rank 1. All right. Lightning and Lightning and Malphasey taking this one away. Kaito, you know, dealing some chip damage, but Lightning and Malphasey basically did enough by themselves to take care of this fight. No problem. All right, and I'm done farming, so I don't really care about all that. All right, let's take a quick look at the gear. All right, I'll turn on the Elemental Resist mod. All right, Runda, he has Leviathan Esper because it gives water and wind resistance, so that's why he's got that. Just, you know, as much bulk gear as you can. If you don't have Prophet's Diadem, it's fine. Just put something with high defense on there. Swordswoman's Cuirass is actually the worst of the options. I just didn't feel like switching it back over to Swordsman's. Swordsman's is better because it has fire, water, and wind resistance, whereas this one just has the light resistance, but I was too lazy to switch it back over. But if you have Swordsman's, that one's better. If you don't have any of them, just a high defense heavy armor is fine. Emperor's Ring is nice because it has some fire resist on it. Yeah, Priest Vengeance is good because it has fire, wind, and light. Luca's Valentine recipe is awesome because it has water, wind, and light. Warrior from Another World is great because it has fire and light resist. And then Judge's Oath is good because it has a spread. I use Power Cut as a nice bulk card for him. Okay, and that's pretty much it for Runda. He's easy. Lightning, we never use her Brave Shift form because it's lightning locked, so we just stayed in normal form. She got, you know, most of the Clash gear here. She does need Chain Cap boost. And then, yep, just a little bit of killers, a sprinkling of killers here. She's got Bahamut Esper, so that means she has 250 to everything. So you just need 50% more. Wing Clipping is nice because it does 50% Dragon and Bird Killer. And then Spirit Killer to finish that one off. I do have her Vision card since mine is EX3, but if you don't have it, just use the best one that you have in that slot. And she is capped on everything, good to go. Malphasey, built for damage in both forms, but really the Brave Shift form is the only one we really care about. But here are the killers in the normal form if you're interested. She doesn't need much. You may be thinking, oh man, you got Typhus's card. You know, it's a nice card. It's not the best. And honestly, it's not going to make a difference if you just use another 170 card on her. You know, it's not going to make a huge difference if you don't have this card. This is just the best card that I have for her. All right, so don't sweat it if you don't have it. Basically the exact same stuff, exact same build in both forms. That's all I did. But really, this is the one that you care about. I do have the Overkillers on my Odin Esper for the dragon. Okay, so a little bit of extra dragon killer there, but it's not necessary. I did it without it once because I forgot that Odin had the Overkiller. but I still cleared it even without that, so it's not necessary at all. Kaito in his normal form, Empress's Rod, Memorial Ring for that turn 1 morale fill. But other than that, he's got the Water Vision card. He doesn't need it though, honestly. If you're having trouble generating morale, give him like Wilk's card. That would probably be better. And here's the gear. Nomad's Necklace has Dragon Killer, Photon Core for Fairy Killer, and then just a smattering of killers here. I don't think he's capped on everything. No, 275 Bird, but 300 Dragon and Fairy because he has those innately. And that's pretty much it. He's not dealing considerable damage here. Melissa, honestly, her build can be whatever. It doesn't really matter. No one is really taking any kind of crazy damage in this fight. Yeah, her own vision card for morale fill. That's pretty much it. Same goes for Sylvie. Doesn't really matter what her build is. Yeah. Another Melissa card for morale. That's pretty much it. Yeah, they're easy peasy. They can almost be naked. It's good to have a little bit of bulk on them, but it's not really required. And that's pretty much it. So this one's a pretty simple fight. I'm glad I was able to brush lightning, brush the dust off my Wondrous Flash Lightning and finally use her again. Hopefully this one's helpful to you guys. This is definitely going to be one of those clashes where you either get rank 1 or nothing. There's going to be more than 1,000 rank 1s, guarantee it. And this is just another way you can do it. So thank you guys so much for following me. Hope this helps you, and I will see you on the other side.